Do you think sports hinders education?
I think maybe for some students it does, but I think as long as students understand that they are student athletes and the student part comes first, I think it helps them. I think it helps them stay focused on school so they can play sports, which obviously is not the best reason in the world to do sports, but anything that helps them get an education is great. So some kids need that extra motivation of playing sports to do well in school and to stay in school. So for that purpose, I think it's awesome.
Do you think sports should be an extracurricular activity, like a club, or completely out of school?
I think it should be a part of school. I think there's a certain amount of pride that athletes put into representing their school. I think schools have a little bit more control over coaching and what happens in athletics when they're in charge. And I think if it goes to outside of school, then you open up a lot more doors for outside influences that may not always have the best interest of students in mind. And I think coaches in schools, I think they have the students' best interest in mind and not just their athletics.
If sports weren't involved in school, do you think that students would do better on standardized tests?
I don't think it has anything to do with how they perform on standardized tests, but I do think that if sports weren't in school, the dropout rate in school would be way higher, and there'd be a lot more students not in school, not getting an education, not getting a chance to get a higher education.
Should sports be more involved or less involved with school?
From my experience with sports and student athletes, I think they should be more. I think more kids need to get involved into not just sports. I think band is another one that, they have to work on their same discipline in band and time management and those things. I think any extracurricular activities students need to get involved in. I think the more students are involved, the better they do in school. And I think research sort of backs that up as well.
Do you ever think that America will change it so that sports weren't involved in school?
I don't think so. I hope not. I hope I'm long gone, and I hope my kids are long gone before that happens, but I don't think so. I think people that are in education, they understand the importance of having sports in education. Unfortunately, some of the legislatures and people that are in government, maybe they were not in sports and they didn't pay attention to what was happening inside schools, and they don't know. So they're quick to say that sports have no purpose in school. But I think people that are in the school and involved in it, I think they see the importance of sports in schools. So hopefully we sort of override people that don't understand, that have never been in a school.